Welcome, family. I am your sex education instructor, and Mercy Ebele Isicheli. Thank you for being part of our community. Today we want to look at digital boundaries. You know, on this page and this channel, we talk about boundaries because in sex education, there are topics that has to do with boundary setting. Whether it's relationship and sex education on different areas of our life, we need to set boundaries. And so today on our sex education topic, we want to look at digital boundaries. When I talk about digital boundaries, it has to do with things we do in the inner web, things we do on social media platforms, things we do in the internet. We need these boundaries so that we can keep ourselves safe. We need these boundaries so that we don't go off limit or off bound. What are some of these boundaries? Number one is your personal information. How much protection are you giving to your personal information? As it regards to your password, your personal achievement, your personal celebration, things you do internally, things you do in your home. Is it everything you're going to put out there? Are there going to be some things that are left for you and your family, or things that are supposed to be for you alone and for your consumption alone? And so when we talk about digital boundaries, you want to look at what and what should I put online, and what should I leave as a personal consumption. When you are able to know what and what you are going to put out there, you will be guided on what to put out there. You will not just act on default. You will not just hit the send button and you send it out. Remember that the moment you hit the send button, you don't know how many persons have viewed it. Even if you know how many persons have viewed it, do you know how many persons have stored it? And do you know how many places it has gone? So before you hit the send button, when it regards your personal information or things that it's surrounding your life, think it through before you hit the send button. So in digital boundaries, try to know what you're supposed to put out there. Be cautious of it. Be intentional about it. Another thing is content sharing. You see some persons share information about others without their consent. You have information about your friend, you have photos about your friend, videos about your friend. You know, consent means that you need to adhere to what the other person agreed to. So have you seek their consent on what you're going to share? There's what we call again oversharing. Are you sharing too much that is expected of you? And so you need to set boundaries and say these and these are what I'm going to share out there online, and these I'm not going to share. So always be careful. Always know beforehand what you are to share and what you are not going to share. So content you are going to put out there, think it through before you put out a content out there. And seek consent from others before you put their content out there. It might be their photo, it might be their content, it might be their knowledge. Try as much as possible to seek their opinion before you put it out there. Then another thing we want to look at is screen time. There should be boundaries set around this area. You know, entertainment is sweet, entertainment is good. But if you forget that there are other things that have to be done in the absence of entertainment, you will use the whole day to be entertained. That's why young individuals, even older adults, we need to be careful. Sometimes we spend too much time on the internet more than expected. It leads to procrastination sometimes because you are watching something interesting and you have other things you are supposed to do. You procrastinate, put it forward in order for you to entertain yourself. So if you think you are spending too much time, you need to set boundaries. These boundaries might require you mapping out the amount of time, amount of hour you're going to spend on the screen. It can be your mobile device. It can be your television, and it can be any other digital device that you have that you want to map out time you want to be there. So you can set boundaries. From this time to this time, I should be productive with my work, with activity that will profit me, with the activity that will enhance me, with activity that will be more profitable to me. From this time to this time, I want to be on the internet to do this or do that. Unless your job demands that you are going to be online because that's what you do for a living. Say you are a social media manager and you manage people's profile. That requires that you're going to be on the internet. That's a different ballgame. But that you don't have a business, you are not being paid for being online, and you are just there putting in your data, putting in your time, straining your eyes. You need to set boundaries around this time. You need to set boundaries because you need to prioritize your sleep, you need to prioritize your work, you need to prioritize other activities, and you need to prioritize physical interaction so that this digital space does not take more than it's supposed to take from you. You get that? Then digital detox. Okay, just like you want to detoxify your system, that's how I want us to detoxify our system from digital device. Sometimes take a break, take a step backward, and rejuvenate yourself. Rejuvenate by having physical interaction with people. We get so caught up with these devices that sometimes we lost track of physical relationship. When last did you have the physical one-on-one interaction with your parents? When last did you have one-on-one interaction with your friend? When last did you sit down and watch what is happening in your environment? When last did you listen to people talk in the real world or in the real time instead of being online 24/7? So we want to rejuvenate, we want to detoxify our system from the internet. Take a break. You can tell yourself the whole of today I'll only be online for just an hour. The whole of today I'm going to take myself out of social media. Detoxify yourself of the devices. It will improve your mental health. It will improve a lot of things. It will help you to communicate better. It will help you to have human relation. It will help you to have physical interaction. And it will help you to even read physical books. In as much as we have these books in digital form, you can as well try as much as possible to get them in a book form so you can go through them. So, digital boundaries, do you think they are important or you think they are not? Should everything we do be put out online? Should we just be glued to our mobile devices? Do you think we need detox from our mobile device? Do you think we need to take a step back sometimes and stay away from social media, the internet, and our devices? I think so. I don't know what your thought is. So comment below the comment section and tell me what is your thought on this or what is your take on this. Let's find out. It's part of sex education, how to set digital boundaries under our boundary setting routine. So please try as much as possible to look into this and see the kind of boundaries you're going to set when it comes to your mobile devices or your digital device. I'll see you in the next.